So you want to build out a food forest, but you only have a space like this. Well, in 3 months, we can show you how to turn that into this. Let's go. Oh man, just rolled up. Look at this food forest popping. So we have a hedge there, then we have a cover crop, so we can really bolster up this soil for spring planting. Look how beautiful that looks from here. This homeowner, she's from Cuba, wasn't allowed to grow food in Cuba, so she wanted a food forest. So that's what we're gonna give her here in Florida. And the problem with this property in particular is that their soil is, well, this is an anthill right here, but it is just straight sand. So what we wanted to do first and foremost, since this is the South, this beautiful pasture land here, we're in Brooksville, Florida. The thing is, we wanted to get this soil alive and back. And so many people, when they start a food forest, they just want to go all in. They want to throw in all these edible plants. They want to start rocking and rolling right away. For some smaller spaces, that might work. For something that's big like this, we're in zone 9B in Central Florida. We want to do phases. The homeowner, they're here part-time. It's going to get neglected a little bit as far as like attention put into it. So we just started this windbreak hedge. We did this on the east and west sides. That's primarily where the winds are coming. You can see the flag right there. It's coming from the east. So we put this hedge in. So this hedge is starting to come in pretty well. So what we did is we created a hedge that goes on the outside. It includes things that we would typically put in a food forest. Like right here, we have bamboo, we have y'all pond hollies, like Acernum cherries, native pines in here, wax myrtles, sapodillas, a lot of these native trees. So we really built this up. So this will start to grow and create a wall. We have guavas in here. There is no irrigation here, and it survived 2 hurricanes. But all in all, this looks pretty darn good right now. Let's talk about why would I grow food? We have these hurricanes coming through. Florida's getting smoked all the time. Well, the reason why so many of these things are happening, we're not using natives and we're not using windbreak plants as windbreak. So a lot of these natives that we like to use. That's the problem. So when we start to make food forests now, we're really focusing on hurricane resistant food forests. And it starts with this outside line here. It starts with this. We put about 4 inches of mulch down, so that is suppressing a lot of the weeds. We have some of the grass coming through here, but it's suppressing the weeds. Like you can see how high up this mulch is. Suppresses the weeds, but it keeps the moisture in the soil here. And if you look like down in here where it's not mulched, you can see that's just dirt. That's what we call dirt right there. It's not soil, that's dirt. Let's take a look and see what's under here. Let's see what's underneath this. So this on top looks dry, but when you start to get down, see it's moist in here. That's nice and moist. We get in, now look at this. Now look at, it's moist, now look what we got there. There compared to there. I know I'm a barefoot bandit right now, but that's the difference. This is why we mulch. All right, so if you want to be a barefoot bandit like me, you just got to remember these ants are out of control. Brooksville, what's going on? By the way, look at this powder puff. A little bit broke here, but look how big and fast they grow. The more you cut, the more nitrogen goes back in and it feeds everything else around it. So you're probably wondering what is going on with this. So right here, what we have is our cover crop. So this soil, the dirt, was pretty barren. It lacked a lot of nutrients upon a soil test. So what we wanted to do is we want to get biomass in the ground. We want to break this down. We wanted to get organic matter in it. Look how unreal this is. We wanted to get organic matter into the soil. So when we build out the entire food forest, and this is like 100 by 75, I'd say this space, maybe 100 by 80. So what we wanted to do was we wanted to get this cover crop in, because this cover crop will put so many nutrients back in the soil. If you look over here, we are now on the east side of the food forest. Now, as you can tell here, it's a little bit more, the cover crop didn't come over as much here. So again, we have this, and you can see that it's doing its job. We had to post up a lot of these, but You can see right here, we have the bamboo going, the guavas going, the sapodillos. Like you can see, the wind's pushing on this. This is what's happening. It's a windy area, but this is all going to get nice and thick. It's going to be a fantastic hedge right here. Like we could use some water on some of these here. We got, I think it's a Simpson stopper here. We could use some water on that. This is down here, so I got to reset some of these post these storms. But all in all, this looks pretty good. I'm just seeing this now. They had this huge oak go down. So this oak surge is one of the canopy trees. That's not the case anymore. So when you set up your food forest, a lot of times you have to adjust just per whatever the weather is. So you might be growing a food forest, you might have a huge canopy, one of these live oaks, and it might have went down. I know on this property, they have a bunch of oaks that are down. So we got to keep adjusting to that. And partly that's why we did this phase one. So a lot of things we've been seeing are split like this. There's two things I noticed here. One, there's a split, and we can cut that off because this is a nitrogen fixing tree. So as I cut it, it puts nitrogen back in the soil. That's what we want. But two, what I noticed is that if you ever see this on your trees, like an old, like an old stick that's on there that's keeping it upright, take that off. That stunts the growth. Like, let's cut this. We'll see what that looks like underneath. If I can get in here, I'm trying to film this and do this at the same time. All right, look, that's gonna start to leave like a little mark on your tree, and it'll be a huge indent, so you know what I mean if you've seen it before. So don't be afraid. We have a lot of these nitrogen fixing seed pod producing trees. They put nitrogen back in the ground, so it's okay if this happens. This will all grow back. We got a couple in these here, so they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. When you cut that, just drop it right back. Call that the old chop and drop. Chop what needs to come down, you put it right back in the system. Looks like the homeowner was here. He tried to stake up some things coming down, so I'm gonna re-stake a lot of this. These T-posts work well. Some people use bamboo, whatever you like. You can tell here, we need some water on this. But yeah, we're gonna get this all staked up and this will look good. And you just monitor it for the first couple months. Like I said, this is a very new system. We just gotta stay on it. So you're probably wondering, what is going on here? So this right here, look at that. I feel like I'm in Kansas or something. This is insane. This is Sunn hemp. Sunn hemp is an incredible cover crop. It's beautiful. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go through, and I mean, hey, we could even do some crop circles here. We're gonna come through and we're gonna take that all down. We're gonna crimp it. We're gonna put it all down. That's gonna break down and go into that soil. Like I was saying, it's gonna build that up. So after that breaks down, we're gonna come back in a couple months. Then we're gonna start phase 2 of the food forest. Phase 2 looks like putting in more trees, putting in pathways, putting in a lot of the edibles that they want. We can't even get around there now, but there's a banana, put a little banana grove back there. It's a lot wetter there. It's pretty moist. They have a pond. We got some local mulch coming in here. By the way, post these storms, like when you have something like this, like that oak goes down and you have a tree trimming service, maybe come, they grind it up, keep that mulch. Don't get rid of it. This mulch right here, this is gold. This can go back into your system. And the best thing is, there's no pesticides, there's no fertilizers. There's none of the things that are going to infiltrate your system, which we're trying to grow organic food here. That's what we're doing. Good, organic, wholesome food that's loaded with nutrition because the soil is exploding. So we have this here. It drops down here. So you can see this slope. They have a pond. They have like a water retention pond down there that I'm gonna go take a look. Apparently they had a gator in it last time. Cameron and I were here maybe a month and a half ago. We put some live oaks in as a canopy, but there was a wild pig down there, a little baby boy. Pretty awesome.
Hello, buddy. Hello, buddy, come here. I wonder if he's the neighbors.
I don't know, but we hear about wild pig all the time, wild boar all the time out here in Florida. I've never actually seen them.
Hi, buddy.
This is what happens when you grow food. Look, we put a persimmons in the ground. 10 minutes later, we got this guy. Look at his little tail going.
I know, he's happy.
I'd take him as a pet. But anyway, look how beautiful this is. Look at this Sunn hemp. I'm gonna just try to walk through here real quick. Let's see how dense this is. This is just insane. This is like an Instagram dream come true. All right, let's see what we're gonna do here is we're gonna crimp these down. So we're gonna drop this down. As that drops down, they'll break down, they'll start to die. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna come through. We might till it. We try to normally avoid tilling, but we might till that down into the soil and start to build that up. Now, this might be the first round of cover crops. We could probably do a couple different rounds of cover crops just to continue to build up this soil. Now, if you go down there, it's very rich, it's very dark. Like I said, that there's some ponds down here where it holds the water, but dude, all that sediment just keeps running off here and it goes down there. This is why we do cover crops. So just because you want to start a food forest, slow down a little bit. It's going to take a little bit of time to get it going. And sometimes you want to do it in phases. Like she'll start getting production off of this first layer here. Then we'll start working on that. Especially this is a very aggressive size food forest that they're doing in the middle of nowhere. But stay tuned. We'll do another round. But this is 2.5 months, right around 3 months food forest with Sunn hemp cover crop. This wind resistant layer on the outside to try to keep things like this from happening on the inside of your food forest. Obviously nature's going to do its thing, but we're gonna try to wind hurricane proof it the best that we can. So not only are we blocking the wind, we're building the soil, we're creating a whole new ecosystem. And I don't know if you can see right now though, sun's going down. Look how beautiful this is. But imagine butterflies. You don't think that they don't love this? When I came in, there was so many honeybees that were all in here going. There was insects. This is just beautiful. You can hear it too. Birds are swooping in. Sparrows are swooping in and taking out the insects. But yeah, so food forest looks good. We have an elderberry or a mulberry right here. This kind of took this down. This is going to change it up a little bit. That pine survived. But that's what happens. You got to work with the elements. That's what we're doing here, building out food forest. This is how we bring back Eden. We go from this to this. This is the abundant mindset that we are setting. So if you want more food forest content, take a look at this video. We did one in an urban setting inside of Orlando. Total opposite of this one. That one was great. Follow us for more content like this. And if you want to start your own food forest, and if you're in Florida, hit the link below and give us a shout.